You're listening to the Trance Messages from Spirit podcast. Hi, I'm Linda Pynaker. I'm a trance medium and author. Joining me today is Linda Ellison, who is also trance medium. She'll talk about the unexpected and public way Spirit let her know that she's a trance medium and how she uses this now. She will also share a message she received through trance about how we're being called to discover a more spiritual way of living. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, Linda. Thanks for inviting me.
So funny that we've got the same name, isn't it?
It's always funny.
It's great that we reconnected after not seeing each other for so long. I really think of synchronicity that us both showing up at the same place at the same time without us even knowing each other would be there. I was just tickled pink when I saw you.
I was so excited. I hadn't seen you since COVID began.
Yeah, I know. It's a long time. I'm really happy to have a chance to talk to you about your experiences with trance. And I guess we should start with your first experience. What was your first experience connecting with spirits through trance where they use your vocal cords to speak?
I mean, I would have to say that the first one that I would know was an experience was sitting in a group where the group was not speaking truth, and I was aware of that, and I was not correcting it. And suddenly I had no control over my vocal cords, and they were speaking truth and correcting
Oh my goodness.
what was happening within the group. Well, me, Linda, my image of myself was in behind like the monkeys with my hands over my mouth trying to shut up this voice that was speaking. And I was both horrified that I was confronting a group because that was not
your style.
not my style. And also terrified because I understood that something was speaking through me that I couldn't stop, and I had no idea what it was.
Wow, that's incredible. I know that you made a decision to become more conscious of connecting through trance. And I just want to talk, can you talk a bit about that? What that was like for you, how you, what you did to become more conscious?
Well, that's mostly because I did a lot of spiritual evolving, and whatever attracted my attention, I went to, and I saw your trance classes. And so that attracted me, and I came and explained my experience to you. I wouldn't have even called it trance. I actually still had no idea what that was, except it was happening more and
wow.
more. And it wasn't until I came here and you laughed and told me that I'm channeling and I'm a natural
really?
channel that I even understood what I was doing.
Don't even remember that.
Oh, yeah. You told me I was a natural channel, and the only way of stopping these unexpected occurrences was for me to start using it. That they wanted me to
Wow.
use it, and until I started using it and using it consciously, it would continue to break out of me.
Because they wanted you to know. And that was the only way they had of letting you know that you were capable of that, I guess.
I had no idea what it was.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Huh. Well, so you came to trance classes. What did you find most helpful about that experience?
Was just knowing what was actually happening.
Right.
Knowing what was happening and being able to put a name to a strange event that you really,
Didn't make sense otherwise.
Well, you can't go to coffee with every friend and say, hey, I was singing in a group and suddenly my voice became bass and was singing in something totally different. It's not really coffee conversation.
Most people wouldn't understand either.
Well, and I didn't understand.
Yeah.
So
well, of course
I didn't
that
even
That's true.
know-
You couldn't explain to them even if you wanted to.
I didn't even know how to vocalize. It's like, am I losing my mind? Am I hearing things right?
You know what I think is funny? As you were telling me what I said to you back then, and I don't remember saying that, and I know I must have channeled it. Oh, that's incredible. I want to know, what do you enjoy most about connecting with spirits through trance?
I think what I love most about it is that connection when I'm in that place and I'm connected. It's like a pure waterfall. You know it's pure. I'm experiencing it. I'm somewhat conscious of what I'm saying, although it's like a dream. The moment I finish saying it, it's gone from my conscious memory. But the experience of doing it is like being in pure water.
Oh, that's a great
And
way to
it's
describe it.
bubbling, and I'm in love, and I'm in light. And there's no filtering going on about whether I should or should not say this, because I'm very conscious that I'm not saying it. I'm simply opening up a channel to let something through me that I absolutely trust. Therefore, it's the most free I am in my speech, even though it's not me.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, I guess it's just, I mean, it's just like you're the vehicle, right?
I'm the vehicle, and I do not need to worry about what the message is or how it affects the people around me, because I so trust that it's right.
Yeah, and it's coming from the right place.
It's coming from the right place. And when I finished that, I've touched the divine.
No kidding.
Whatever mood I was in before, I've touched that.
Yeah.
How can I be in anything but love and compassion when I finish that?
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a great way of putting it. I agree with you wholeheartedly. How do you plan to continue to use your trans mediumship abilities?
Well, where people ask, I give. and mostly it's so integrated into me now
Mm-hmm.
that wherever I go, whomever I'm with, it's a part of me that doesn't have to be done in this formal way.
Mm-hmm.
When a friend is having a problem and asks for an ear, I sit there and listen, and I let that come through me and speak.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's in a point of trust now. Sometimes when I'm doing formal trance for somebody that wants formal trance,
Mm-hmm.
different voices come through, different accents come through. The yellow fairy who laughs comes
Yes, I've
through.
always loved her.
But if I'm having a serious conversation with somebody who's in distress that wants a compassionate ear, it's always my voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's not me speaking.
Yes.
I'm always just opening up and using that everywhere I go, everywhere I am, so that there's times where I'm not sure whether it's me or the voice speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my main trance guide, Bashir, has always made it very clear to me that when he speaks through me, he will sound like me.
Yeah.
And I can still, if I listen back to the record, I can hear a little bit difference, maybe in rhythm or intonation or something like that. But other than that, it really sounds like me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to use it in whichever way it needs to be used.
Okay, that sounds wonderful to me. Actually, I've always liked that about you. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to anyone who is interested in developing their trance mediumship abilities?
Yeah, I would say if you have this or have an interest in this, you first have to learn to live by your heart.
Right.
You just, you have to have some conscious awareness of love, and you have to keep moving in that direction, because the more you move into love, the less you are in fear. And the less you are in fear, the more you can channel and trance.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. That sounds great. Well, everybody, this is your lucky day, because we'll now listen to the trance message that Linda received when she connected with one of her trance guides to obtain a message for those who listen to this podcast.
I always have to come and laugh, because you humans, you're way too serious. You're way too serious, and you take this stuff way, way too seriously. You have to have some laughter. I'm the yellow fairy that comes and puts everybody at ease. Because how can you not laugh and be at ease when I'm here and buzzing around, and here I am, and there I am? I know. It's been a really tough few years for humanity. There has been so much happening in the world, and so much obvious suffering, so much pain that everybody has been experiencing. And yet that pause has been good, for so many people stopped and went inwards and looked inside and asked themselves, what more is there to life than this busyness that we've been engaged in? And you saw the effects that your kind of living has on both the world and the wildlife in the world. And you can't unsee that. You can't unknow that anymore. Moving forward, it will be different. It will take time for the changes to percolate through, but changes will come. This is growing pains, vast, fast growing pains happening in so many places in society, but happening at a point in time where humanity is ready. It's ready to embrace the change. It's ready to move to another level. It's ready to move and grow and work from a place that is more centered from heart and love than from money and greed. It is time that we move into a new consciousness. It is time that we begin to act like the stewards of the earth and interact with each other from that place and from that heart, because it's only from that place of heart that the problems that face the world can be solved, and they can be solved. Listen, all of you, listen deep inside. Listen to your heart and to your gut. Mostly develop your heart, because it does not lead you wrong. That is what you must follow if you want to move on, and if you don't want to destroy the beauty of what you're living in.
I don't really have anything to add, as the message speaks for itself. Thank you for joining me today and sharing such a wonderful and profound trance message. It touched my heart. I have to tell you, I felt like crying. It just really resonated with me. I thought it was beautiful. So thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for inviting me. It was my pleasure.
It was my pleasure too. So thanks for listening, everybody. The next podcast will be available on Thursday, May 12th at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Time. I would love for you to join me then. If you'd like to be notified about upcoming Trance Messages from Spirit Podcast, please follow me. If you'd like more information about the classes or one-on-one trance training I provide, you may visit my website at lindapynaker.com.